Well, welcome everybody to the
Hey,
American Space Museum. I'm Marquette. We're so glad you're with us to Stay Curious, a special show we're trying to pull together from Luxembourg, Europe. I got Alex Karl on his cell phone at the celebration Friday night about 10 o'clock, I guess, in Luxembourg for Asteroid Day. Hello, Alex.
hello, Mark. Hello, everybody.
Well, great to see you, my friend. He's been on our show beside me several times, and we talked to him about a week ago about Asteroid Day. So, Alex, quickly, how you doing? You got a 10 o'clock party going on, I understand.
Uh, well, more importantly than that, I have a 10 o'clock curfew going on. So right now, I'm here in the Natural History Museum of Luxembourg in the meteoroid section, and they're about to close. And that's just to show you a little bit of the exhibit here.
Look at
So
them big
they have a couple
meteorites.
of um, meteorites here, and they have a really nice section in the back, but I don't think I have time for that.
Well, thank
So
you. Yeah. Well, Alex is traveling and
yeah,
he
so I'm here
cuts out.
for
I'm going to
Asteroid
show
Day.
you. Yeah, that sounds good, buddy. So, have you, we talked about Asteroid Day. It's a celebrity-filled event. We hope this ninth annual one. I know so astronauts were scheduled to be there, including Julie Payette. Who else is there?
Mark Polanski is here,
Good.
and I've seen Mark. And tomorrow there will be Dorin Pronario from Romania.
Okay.
Yeah, I have not seen him tonight yet. And then we have a bunch of scientists, though. So
Absolutely. And the main theme
we have
is
a lot of people representing the Hera
what's
team, the European mission that is going to asteroid Dimorphos and Didymos, where the DART spacecraft hit. So we're going back there to look at the impact crater and all the changes that happened from DART.
when's that mission scheduled?
Launch is currently scheduled for the 7th of October, and it will arrive at the asteroid system in 2026.
Are we launching it here from the Space Coast?
Yeah, it's launching as a Falcon 9 from pad 39B, A, sorry, 39A,
Okay.
down from Cape Canaveral.
Yeah, Marty. He's 1,200 miles away, and he knows more about what's going on 10 miles away from me than I do. By the way, we got beautiful the last planet Neptune behind me here in a farewell shot from Voyager. Um, a good reception. We're hearing you great, my friend. You going to be coming for that launch to the States?
Unfortunately, I have nothing to do professionally with that launch. I will be watching on the internet for sure.
All right. So watch us. We'll
But
be talking about it. Maybe we'll
I'll be
get back to
following.
covering those. Okay.
Okay. So I will go down now. I hope the reception holds.
Okay. He's going. He said it's a little noisy down there, and I'm going to throw up a slide or two if we lose you completely there. But Alex is an ESA EuroCom. He talks to the International Space Station, telling them things they need to know or do with the ESA experiments up there in the Columbus module and other places. How are things going at ESA?
They're going well. Look who's here. I'm just talking to Mark.
Julie,
Hi,
hi,
Mark.
Hello, Julie
Can you hear
Payette.
me?
Absolutely, we can hear you. We're live in our little studio here with Marty, and great.
Okay.
How are you enjoying Asteroid Day?
Very much.
Yeah.
I learned a lot today about planetary defense. Hi.
Here's Marty, my buddy Marty here. Hi,
Hey,
Julie.
Hey, Marty. How do you do?
I'm doing good, thanks.
So you have to have me on your show, and I'll tell you everything I learned today about planetary defense.
Well, your next visit.
It was a great, and Alex was very kind of telling me that we knew each other, all three of us.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, Alex is a great friend. Through our museum, we've been to dinner several
Yes.
times. Alex, I just threw away that old oatmeal that I put in our pantry here that you gave me when you picked up Cristoforetti.
It's a good German oatmeal. German oatmeal is
That's
great.
right. That's right. Julie, you
So,
look great. You're
Mark,
having a
I'll
good.
let you know.
Thank you so
But
much
I'm
for
having
saying
a good
hi.
time. Are you okay? You're keeping cool?
We're
'Cause
keeping
it's
cool.
hot.
Yep. We're looking forward to seeing you in
All
November on
right.
the Kennedy Space Center, I hope, right?
Yes, when I come back. I don't know my dates yet.
All right. Julie Payette,
But
Canadian
I look
astronaut.
forward to that.
Appreciate it.
So take care.
You take
Ciao.
care. No, thank you,
Yes.
Alex
Thank you,
Karl.
Sam.
I owe you a steak dinner when I see you next on the Space Coast, my friend. Thank you for grabbing Julie there.
Yeah, no, she just passed here, so that was really great timing.
Yeah, that's kind of how things work around here. We just throw spaghetti on the wall, and sometimes it works out. And this is working out great. We're talking to Alex Karl live. He's in Luxembourg, Europe. He is at the Asteroid Day. We're not going to keep you for like an hour or anything. We'll see how it plays out here and let you get back. Tell us a little bit about it, how Asteroid Day. It's a 3-day event, and we talked about June 30th is when a big object from space blew up over Tunguska, Siberia, and leveled millions of miles of trees and so forth. And it brings an awareness, Alex, of not if, but when, folks, the next asteroid will hit Earth that will cause great damage. So tell us a little more about it, Alex. What the festivities involve?
Sorry.
Good.
Yes. I think maybe the best person to talk about what the festivities are about is Maher Kalaji. You remember sorry, we're outside now, so excuse the Luxembourg. It's lovely here outside the museum.
Oh, wow. Look at there.
Hey, Mark, how are you?
So we
Hey,
have Maher
very nice
here.
to meet you. You're talking to us from Titusville, Florida, 9 miles away from Kennedy Space Center. Cheers.
Cheers. Here's to you.
Cheers, here's to you.
bit-
Marty, could you
it's a
put the
bit early
screen
for
on
you.
front of me here? Or
Yeah.
can you? Tell us, we have a video podcast that we've been doing for 4 years. We've done over 1,000 episodes. Alex has been on it, and we want to know more about how the conference is going. The planetary defense of our Earth is a serious subject, isn't it?
Absolutely, it is. And thank you very much for taking the time. Thanks for your audience for listening to this. We've started our festivities today by bringing astronauts and astronomers to go and talk to school children here. And they explain to them what they do at the space station. They explain to them what HERA mission is about, what DART mission was all about. So we're starting at the outreach level with children at school. I mean, I talk about children, but they're not. They're high school kids, some of them.
Yes.
So
yes.
we try to infuse them about not just the space science itself, but everything, the engineering, the mathematics, the physics, the computer science that go with it. And these kids are incredibly enthralled by what we bring to them. I know Alex was not with me here today, but we had, for example, a Canadian astronaut who was the ex-Governor General of Canada. We had Mark Polanski
Yeah,
from
Julie
the US.
Payette. We just said hi to Julie. We're very familiar with her. What a
Yeah,
tremendous
well,
person.
there you go. So they were talking to kids, and we had an amazing experience today with a blind astronomer from Puerto Rico.
Wow.
And she explained to 300 kids who kept quiet for 1 hour because she completely tantalized them with the information she was giving to them
Blind.
about
Wow.
how she can perceive space with sounds and vibrations.
I'll be
And
darned.
it was an amazing thing. So these guys, and plus what we had tonight, which was a space lecture in which Alex took part in, explained to people what the advantages are of exploring what asteroids do for us, what we can do in terms of the science and technology for exploiting asteroids, not just exploiting in terms of getting their minerals out and everything else, but also in terms of using them as a stepping stone to exploring outer space. And it was just absolutely flabbergasting what people were talking about. So far today, we've had an absolutely fantastic turn of events. Tomorrow we have, I mean, you should join us tomorrow. You really should.
Virtually,
Because
we
tomorrow-
can, correct, Mark? We can join you virtually.
Yeah, you can. I mean, if Alex
Yeah.
is happy, you can join us. We're actually broadcasting everything online, but if you can't see it, we'll be very happy to join you and your audience, because I understand you have some really excited audience. I've seen some of the comments last time when Alex was talking to you,
Oh, thank
and I
you.
was taken back. I was really taken back by how informed your audience is.
Yes,
So
they
it's
are.
a-
We have a great audience all over the world. We've got
Yeah.
say hello to Robert Laws up in Dundee, Scotland, enjoying his cocktail on a Friday night. We're gonna hear from Scott Polk is in New Zealand, and Cliff Watson's on the Pomona, Australia. They'll be having brekkie here anytime, and we've got people across America here watching today. Yeah, we got Maria watches in the Ukraine. And so, Mark, tell us your last name again.
It's Maher, actually. My
Maher.
first name is Maher, and the last name is Kalaji.
Mark Kalaji. Okay.
Yeah,
Well, we're glad
that's
to
it.
have you on here. We'll hook up with you. We can, now that we're doing these Google Meets, we'd love to talk more about the awareness of asteroids
just-
all the time. So
Just to interrupt, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
no,
But just right now, we are starting an event whereby we're controlling a telescope remotely from here, from Luxembourg. And the telescope is in Tuscany, in Italy, because there's an asteroid which will be passing over Earth, well, close to Earth, but no danger. And it'll be passing in like 20 minutes.
Oh.
So we're trying to remotely see that. The skies
Well,
over Tuscany
you
are absolutely clear.
awesome. Well,
So
if you have
this
to
is
go say goodbye, we understand that. Thank you for coming in with us here.
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me, and I look forward to talking to you again.
We
You
look
really
forward
have
to
an
it.
exciting program. I really love listening to you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you so
much. Stay curious
Thank you.
there. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mark.
Thumbs up there, buddy. Excellent. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
He outlined today, and we'll be following this up next week here with more stuff there. But they can watch it virtually live. The programs, they're on the asteroidday.org is the website. And what's going on tomorrow? At the
Tomorrow, how's it called? I think it's called the Asteroid Day Festival. It's open to the general public. I believe last year they had about 800 people coming from all ages, family, little kids, everything you can imagine. And they have a stage with more talks, asteroid-related topics, of course. And then there are a couple of booths that and I'm asked to move inside this time.
you being herded around by the police or what?
They yes, I mean it's the staff of the museum, of course. We don't want to make life more difficult for them than it needs to be.
Right.
And yeah, so it's basically an open day for everybody
Okay.
to learn more about asteroids, to learn more what's going on in space, perhaps even to get involved. I'm not sure what all the exhibitors are.
We won't keep you too long because
But,
I know
I'm
you
looking
want to
forward
get
to
and
it
have some
tomorrow.
fun. We were having better reception where you were. That was perfect with Mark. But we, of course, talk about that our astronaut
okay.
Rusty Schweikert and rock star Brian May are two of the forces behind Asteroid Day. Got to ask you if you run into any of them there, but there's a lot of celebrities, scientists, and so forth that are behind this movement, correct?
Yes, so Rusty and Brian May, they're two of the original founders. I think it goes back to, I believe 2014, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, your 10th is next
And,
year. It's number 9.
Yeah, that adds up. Okay, thank you.
You're being moved again.
No, they just closed the door and left me behind, but now it's a lot quieter. But But yeah, just to give me a heads up that they closed the door.
Well, hopefully they left some bread and water
Which
for you there.
is
In case you're
fine.
trapped.
So,
Well, just wanted to get across to our
well, I
listeners
still
here.
have my cocktail here, so I'm okay for the moment.
Oh, okay. Well, I was just trying to get across to everybody here that there's a lot of celebrities, actors,
I'll stay
actresses.
here or once I'm done. Not this year. I think the first time I was here, we had singer Sarah Brightman here.
Mm-hmm.
And if you go to the Asteroid Day website, you see all the signatories of the 100X Declaration, and there are actors like Jack Black and more, well, mostly asteroid or
Oprah,
astronauts,
people like that. Yeah.
some scientists,
Yeah.
some engineers.
Right. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not going to keep you too long, my friend, there, because you're having a good time there. Have a nice adult beverage in your hand and unwinding. Do you have any specific role there, or are you just enjoying it as a? You're not an official ESA representative or anything there. You're just enjoying it as a supporter of this important movement. It's not if, it's when is an asteroid going to hit the Earth that could wipe us out like the dinosaurs. And we've got the tools that we know we can move an asteroid with a mission that was done about 18 months ago. And Alex said they're going back to there in about another 18 months with a launch this fall and see what the damage they did and plan from there.
Exactly. Yeah. So my role here, so I'm, as you know, and on the ESA side, I'm working in the ISS operations, which is hopefully far from planetary defense. We might have to deal with space debris, but not with incoming asteroids for the space station. So I'm here more as a representative. So that's something I do on the side that is unrelated to my day job, and I've been doing for like 15, 16 years by now, 17 actually. And so I'm involved in planetary defense and education outreach. And one of the things I'm currently doing, I'm one of the co-chairs of the Planetary Defense Conference that takes place every 2 years. And the next one is happening next May in South Africa. So I was invited here by Maher, who's a supporter, so the Asteroid Foundation, which Maher is the director of, is a supporter of the conference, which brings together the Planetary Defense Conference to just make sure we're ready to protect Earth from asteroids. And he gave me a couple of minutes to talk about the conference and what people can expect next year. And I invited them to join us in South Africa. So that was my
but we want to talk to you
involvement
about
for this
that
year.
experience.
And then
We'll talk to you next month about that experience. Logan, would you hand me my phone over there, please? I wanted to put this on and see what the comments are too. Thank you. Good. No comments? Okay, everybody enjoying a good time out there? Huh?
No questions.
Okay, looking for no question. Yeah, no, that's this plant. I'm gonna get my arms around that and follow you down there, Alex, to the Planetary Defense Conference again in South Africa. You said?
yeah, that's in May 5th to 9 next year.
Okay, great. That'll keep you busy. Let me go here to. Well, look, anything else you wanted to add? I'll let you go. We really appreciate you've done a stellar job here of getting us. Anyone have a question out there that wants to ask Alex? I'm going to ask you one. In headlines of newspapers and social media in America today, is SpaceX has been granted a contract by NASA for about $600 million to deorbit the International Space Station. Have you heard that? Alex, you froze up. There you go. There you go. You kind of froze up. Are you? Let's let the.
And
Okay,
Mark, can you hear me?
yeah, well, you froze up there. For the last, if you heard my question about the ISS being, we didn't hear your answer.
Logan? Okay.
You want?
Okay. I need to. Yeah, they want me to leave from here. Thank you for letting me stay at least a few minutes.
Alex, what?
Okay. And Mike, a little louder. Thank you.
There you go, Alex. All right, he's walking outside of the museum. He showed us some meteorites in there. Julie Payette photobombed us on there. Talked to Mark Kalaji, I think that's his last name, a scientist there. So this has been an awesome.
Mark?
Hello there. Who do we have there?
Hello. I've one more special guest here.
Your audio's not so good.
Quickly. Hello, Mark. I'm. Oh, okay. Can you hear me now?
Well, now I can hear you now better.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. Yeah, that's better. You were breaking up
Okay.
there. Who do you have there with you, Alex?
Okay, so hi, Mark. Sorry. Okay, so I'm Alan Fitzsimmons. I'm an astronomer here based in Northern Ireland in the UK. I am a member of the HERA Science Management Board, and I've even visited the Space Museum in Titusville about 14 years ago.
Well, thank you, sir. Good to see you here again. You having a good time?
Oh, well, absolutely. In Europe, we tend to look forward to important spacecraft launches, but with free cocktails. So we're having a blast this evening.
Well, we've got Robert Laws up in Dundee, Scotland, and he's saying, "Oh, right, there's one of my brethren there." But when you hear at our museum, what did you think of the American Space Museum when you saw it, Alan?
Well, I was just blown away by it, I must admit. We'd gone down to the Cape to see one of the last shuttle launches because I was doing some work up at the Space Telescope Institute up in Baltimore. And it was just like a hidden gem. Well, it wasn't that hidden, it was on the maps, and we saw signs pointing towards it. But myself and my wife, who isn't a scientist, had a good couple of hours just looking at all the exhibits. We thought it was fantastic, and I'm sure it's only improved since then. So thank you for that experience.
Well, thank you. You're welcome. Alex has maybe got some pictures of his visits here, and we look forward to seeing you here. And you come here, we'll put you in our Stay Curious studio and talk about it. I'm an amateur astronomer all my life, Alan, and so I understand how important it is what you're doing. Talk about this as a real threat for the Earth, a rock from space.
Well, I mean, maybe I can illustrate it. That one of the other projects I'm involved with is one of the NASA-funded sky surveys, and that's the Atlas project that's run out of the University of Hawaii and led by John Tonley and Larry Deneau over there. And I'm just a kind of an offshoot part of the team. But Sunday before last, Atlas was using its telescope in South Africa to scan part of the sky that had been looked at for a couple of days, spotted a faint, slow-moving point of light. It wasn't in the catalogues. It turned out to be a new asteroid. Within 3 days, follow-up observations by other astronomers allowed the orbit to be first calculated. And tomorrow, around midday or early afternoon our time, early morning your time, that object is 160 meters across, and it will pass closer than our moon. We didn't even know it existed 2 weeks ago. So that's why this is such an important field, because not only do we have these incredible missions for, of course, like such as DART from NASA, and hopefully, fingers crossed, from October the 7th HERA from ESA, but we know that that threat is out there and exists. Earth has been hit by asteroids in the past. It's going to be hit by asteroids in the future, but we're now just about reaching a level of technological prowess that we can do something about it. And that's got to be good news all around.
Great explanation there for us, Alan. You know, being an amateur astronomer myself, I imagine backyard amateur astronomers with their fancy rigs now that do astrophotography might be able to help. What do you think?
Yeah, no, actually they already are. Let's be clear about this. The majority of new discoveries of near-Earth asteroids are made by the big professional scopes and projects, because it takes a lot of money and a lot of effort and a lot of technology to do this. But those surveys, once they've found a new near-Earth asteroid, may only get a chance to go back and see it another 2 or 3 times. A lot of the follow-up, which allows us to pinpoint the initial orbit of an asteroid, to assess its threat level, comes from advanced amateur astronomers. They're amateurs in the sense that they don't get paid for it. The level of technology and expertise shown by these observers matches what we can do on a professional level, and without that, I think a lot of what we do in terms of planetary defense would not work at the moment. So I think everybody who observes and tracks these near-Earth asteroids that are found by the big surveys deserves eternal gratitude.
Great, good. Well, we will follow up on that, Alan. Really great stuff there. You're actually being watched by Gary Gerald, is in Georgia. He's a peanut and onion farmer that loves our show. And Dave Stangy's up in Michigan. He's saying truly a global Stay Curious show today. And we've got Steve Jokums is enjoying this. And Carlton Bailey said hi to Julie. We've got an intern here, Logan Cope, who's helping us. And of course, Marty Winkel, my co-producer. Alan, this is about our 1080th episode we've done in 4 years, so stay curious. And this is one of the most unusual and informative ones we've had. So we hope people can watch us. Alan, any parting comments there? Are you presenting a paper there, or involved in a panel?
Panel with some.
All right, broke up there.
They hear a spacecraft together, because it's not just
Apologize
one
for any
spacecraft.
of the... Yeah, you're breaking up just a little bit there. You broke up there on my question.
You hear me again?
I can hear you again now. You just momentarily broke up. Must have had an Earth-crossing asteroid break up the signal.
Well, 2024 NK doesn't arrive until tomorrow, so it can't be that one.
Yeah. Well, great. Hey, you've given us some great information. We're going to follow up on it. Myself and Alex. Unfortunately, you're breaking up a little bit there. We were streaming real good there, Alex. In the last
everybody wishes us Godspeed.
Oh well, we're doing the best.
Okay.
We're doing the best we can here, but you guys have broke up horribly there the last few minutes.
Doing well.
There, that's better. All right. Well, yeah, Alex, you're freezing up and we can't hear what y'all are saying the last few minutes. Maybe you have to walk to a different situation there.
Is it any better now?
Now you've come back, yes. Sorry for the interruption. We're talking to Luxembourg at the Asteroid Day festivities with Alan, who's an astronomer, and our friend Alex Karl. let's button this up a little bit and let you guys get back to your party tonight. How's that sound?
You want to repeat Alan?
That's fine. We were just going to say that if you can do anything for us, wish us clear skies and Godspeed on October the 7th when Hera launches or is due to launch on a Falcon 9 from the Cape.
And we're
Keep a watch
gonna.
out for it.
Alex, we'll send you photos of it from here. Okay. We'll send you photos of the launch here, and we will be following it, my friend. Our new friend Alan there.
Oh, that'd be great. Yes.
Yeah. Alex, let's say goodbye to you, my buddy there. We've had a great half-hour conversation here. And you good with that?
4 seconds. And we split one.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. Thank you for celebrating Asteroid Day.
Hey, we'll be posting some stuff
And I
about it
hope
tomorrow.
Everybody,
There is a bar running on the other
joins
side.
us.
Yeah, well, thank you for getting some guests there, including Julie Payette. That was quite a thrill for us here. We love her. She's an awesome astronaut and really is represents Canada and the astronaut corps very well. So, and thank you, Alan. And thank you to Mark Kalaji that was on there. So we're going to say goodbye to you guys, okay? We're going to continue with our program with some current events. But goodbye to Luxembourg and Asteroid Day. You guys be well, all right? Stay safe. All
See you
right.
soon, Mark.
Thank you.
Take care.
Awesome. Thank you very much, guys. All right. I'm going to put up pictures there, Marty. How about that, Stay Curious fans out there? That is a first for us. Marty and Logan, fabulous job bringing Europe in on this. That certainly gives us confidence to do more. Seeing who else said hello, Doug Forrest is watching this. So, wow, that was a thrill for me. How about you guys? I can come off this, can I, Marty?
Yeah.
Do I have to, I can, because I'm not talking to anybody. Yeah. Obviously. So, folks, I'm going to do a little bit of space current events here. Those of you that want to stick by, as we had this program lined up for yesterday, and we got hit by heavy storms. We did again today, about an hour before we went on, but it messed up the internet for a while. But what we come up with, here's Asteroid Day, and Rusty Schweikert said there's no accepted global policy on what to do about asteroid impacts. And there's not. There needs to be a worldwide policy because, well, I watched the Bruce Willis movie Armageddon the other day that was on. It's actually a Father's Day movie, believe it or not. If Die Hard's a Christmas movie. You know, they did show asteroids hitting the Earth that could wipe out a city in a heartbeat, or a tsunami, take out a whole coastline of California. This is a very real event. Also involved with Asteroid Day is the rock star Brian May, who is a very serious doctor of astronomy and planetary astronomy. He's also an expert in 3D imagery of planets and so forth, believe it or not. Would love to talk astronomy with him. But yeah, that's Brian May of Queen, and he was one of the co-founders with Rusty Schweikert of this. There's what their page looked like yesterday. You can go to the Asteroid Day Festival that's going on now. Everything's virtual live there. So, well, what are we segueing into here after that is, there's Steve Jokums. Just thanking him for his support of the American Space Museum, Lake County Spaceport, and eBay. He sells decals specifically for shuttle models and other models. We were showing some of the sci-fi models that he had when we had Steve Agid here to talk about this week. Another great show. And he doesn't supply models, just anything. It's decals to all models. It's specifically shuttles and maybe ISS solar panels and things like that. But go to Lake County Spaceport on eBay and you'll see what Steve Jokums is offering. And we appreciate all his help. There's Mikey Haddad. Go check our Stay Curious podcasts out. Man, did you hear the love we got from two astronomers there? We need to bottle up that and get it out to the world that we do have a unique thing going here that we certainly can have room for more people watching it. But Mikey Haddad had a personal experience of a year working with Sally Ride, formulating the future of the American space program to become a leader again in the summer of 1986 after the Challenger accident. Mikey, thank you for your support. And Steve Agid, there's his show with science fiction. You don't have to like science fiction to appreciate its influence on today's spaceships, like the Starship there. 12 humans orbiting the Earth, all right? And we had all 9 of them on the International Space Station scurry into different parts of the space station the other day, those parts being the life-saving re-entry spacecraft that they came to. So 9 astronauts went to 3 different spacecraft. And because why? Tell us why, Mark. All right. It's because a Russian satellite exploded or blew up and threw at least 200 large pieces into space that were going to start re-entering the Earth, but they were worried that they were in the way of the International Space Station. So Soyuz 11 right here, that's where two cosmonauts and Tracy Dyson went into. All right. Up in the upper left-hand corner, you got the Starliner that Butch Wilmer and Sonny Williams went into for safety. In the Crew Dragon, the 4 crew members of that mission there. You've got Janet Epps, Mike Barrett. I'm going to have to run that. The other 2 people there had to go scurry in there, but I go back there. And Dmitry, the Russian, who's up there with over 1,000 days of space. Yeah, 2 Russians up there because we've got 3 Russians, 3 Chinese, and 2 Americans up there. So they were safe. It lasted about an hour, and then they gave an all clear. And I had a lot of questions that want to get involved with Alex about because of the choppiness of the connection. We were very grateful for. Did they put their spacesuits on? Did they have time to put their spacesuits on? Or were they just practicing to chill out there in case the shuttle, there was damage? And I think they'd have to put their spacesuits on, Marty, for it really be life-saving, because if there's a pressure loss in the ISS, how could they go in there without a spacesuit?
Yeah, that situation, they would have time.
Yeah, right. So, all right, we wanted to talk about today in space history, and where's my notes on this? Yep, I left those somewhere else. This is the man, George Low. I'm going to look over here. No, I don't have it over there. No, that's another. George Low decided that Neil Armstrong be the first man on the moon. All right, and because we've already had a half-hour show, I'm not going to belabor that too much, but he announced the decision of who was going to go out the exit door here of Lunar Module number 5. This is number 9 out there at the Space Center. Marty's pride and joy there. I can't make that bigger, can I, Marty? Marty told me that in the lunar module inside of it here, and I know he's correct, because he told me the door at the bottom here opens with the hinge on the right side. So that would open up, and the pilot on the right-hand side would be blocked somewhat, and the commander on the left would have free access. So Buzz Aldrin argued that on the Gemini missions and spacewalks, the pilot did the EVAs. The commander stayed in the spacecraft and took pictures, which is true. So he surmised that he would be the first one to go down on the surface. And I just had a conversation with a NASA legend, Mr. Jay Honeycutt, that he just said that he knows that NASA really wanted, though he was a young man, 55 years ago, Jay, in his 30s, he said that NASA really felt the VIPs that he was the commander, Neil Armstrong, he was a civilian, and his personality fit better to be that person more than Buzz Aldrin. Buzz Aldrin was known for his temperamental attitude. He was a super, super smart man, one of the smartest men you'll ever be around, I'm sure. But George Low announced that this at a NASA conference because he had newsmen called him in the middle of the night saying, we heard that, and this was on, why I'm talking about this, because this was on June 27th, 1969, that they didn't let the world know that a month later who was going to land on the moon. All right, it was top secret up to a month before they landed. Nobody knew who was going to be chosen, Neil or Buzz. And it was Neil, and they announced it in a letter. He had like a 3-point bullets on June 27th, 1969, 55 years ago. And there's the lunar module. There's Mr. Low with Werner von Braun, very instrumental man of putting the rails back on Apollo after the Apollo 1 fire. I'm intrigued, as I do stay curious and learn from people like Mr. Honeycutt, the suits, if you call them, the VIPs that were the decision makers, like, of course, Mr. Webb, who was the NASA administrator during the Apollo era. They spent a lot of time on Capitol Hill at Washington asking for money and justifying the money. So thought that was a cool story to throw in there. There's my friend Marty in front of the recreation that they have glass in front of, or plexiglass there. On the left is the lunar module. Didn't have the picture where I took with my camera pressed up against it. It's small, folks. It's about, I'm thinking in a double wide trailer. I'm thinking more like in an Airstream. Marty's about twice the size of a bathroom in a mobile camper or something like that, isn't it? Not much room. He's gonna,
Right, yeah.
yeah. He's. I just want to emphasize that when you look at the lunar module, 2-story lunar module, the only room in there is a small bathroom, if that was an apartment complex. But good to share Marty there, and we're gonna try to get Marty involved with doing a Shuttle Fest tour of the lunar module out at the complex. You can't believe what you learn standing beside Marty when he's out there talking about it. Well, also on this date in history, the fourth time we launched a reusable spacecraft, Columbia, with Ken Mattingly and Hartsfeld there, Hank Hartsfeld on the left, Ken Mattingly on the right. Both are passed away now. Fourth time we launched Columbia with ejection seats. Then it was certified as being operational. It landed on July 4th, 1984, and that's President Reagan and First Lady Nancy looking at the nose of it with the 2 astronauts there. Of course, July 4th, landing at Edwards Air Force Base, and they had a big party for our nation birthday there. And we had a beautiful rocket launch the other day. I threw this in there because we've had some good activity. The Falcon 9 rocket launch and the double landing. Here is the launch of those Starlink satellites. Okay, had on my desk the 2 photographers here. This is Adam. I don't want anyone to sue us. All right, this is Adam Bernstein of Space Flight Now. Good photograph of that launch that we had this week. Oh, I know what I wanted to say. It was my notes that I left on the table. This was the 355th launch of a Falcon 9, the 325th time they brought back the first booster. That's right, I said 325. Okay, this is after the double booster came back that you're going to see a great photo of. And Marty, this particular booster that launched at 7-something in the morning yesterday, the 22nd time it's been launched in space. 22 times. Oh my God. Now NASA's done it 133 times. We brought back the shuttle safely and launched it, okay? But I mean, within the last 5 years, we've seen 325 first stages brought back at a landing site or on a barge floating in the middle of the ocean. I'm telling you, by a private company. All right. So why didn't our tax dollars go to this type of technology? I don't know. But that's a comment of my own, not the American Space Museum. All right. Nice Falcon Heavy launch there by good friend Chris LeMarie of Ohio. Lives up in Boardman, Ohio. Comes down here for launches. And I know Chris photographed that off of the VAB, Vehicle Assembly Building, because he posted pictures of it. I'm going to put this on our Sunday recap. And Carlton Bailey, Carlton Bailey. Well, Marty's telling me I'm not loud enough all of a sudden.
You lean back.
Carlton Bailey says, man, I wish I could get a bird to fly in front of my photos. That is a photographer's dream to have anything fly in front of your rocket photography launches there. But great shot there, Chris LeMarie, and we're happy to brag about that on a special Stay Curious program where we talked to Luxembourg today at the Asteroid Day conference, thanks to Alex Karl. And this is a fabulous photo by our friend Carlton Bailey. He posted on his Facebook page. Look at that, the Falcon 9 coming down, the double stack of the Heavy, Falcon 9 Heavy. This is out at pad 14, the legendary pad where John Glenn was launched, and Scott Carpenter, the other Mercury astronauts, and who were they? Wally Schirra and, of course, Gordo Cooper. The press were allowed out there on a little platform, I understand. Awesome photo, Carlton. My golly, that is a keeper for sure in there. Yeah, Marty.
Look at the second booster coming down. The landing legs are just starting to deploy.
Yeah, Marty's pointing out that the landing legs are just coming out of the booster. He's got another shot of it laying there. The pad. This would be Launch Complex 13 out there, landing zone 1 and 2, and that's going to be occupied by the Via Space Company. So think about Via Space's Dauntless rocket launching off from there. There's a good place to watch it there, Carlton. And Via Space is our hometown rocket company in Cocoa that is going to launch rockets with reusable plastic, not the bottles. They use the plastic caps on the bottles is the fuel they'll be using. So kudos to my friend Carlton Bailey. He probably saw his 750th, close to 800 rocket launch in his career as a freelancer for the space magazines and wherever. Well, something that America's never done, brought back rocks from the moon automatically. All right, we brought back 950 pounds with 12 astronauts walking on the moon. But this is the Chang'e 6 capsule that brought back 4 pounds of moon rock from the south pole of the moon. There you see the technicians over it. They're getting it out, putting it in something. I guess that big case on the left there. I've got another picture here of them in the laboratory. That is the actual container between those technicians that has the soil and rocks in it. How incredible is that? They're hoping that there's actually traces of water in there because they drilled down even to try to get in below the lunar soil called regolith, where there's frozen ice. We know that from spacecraft orbiting over it and the signature of it bouncing off radar and whatnot. So we will soon know what is in this capsule. It is being shared by the world by China, of course, very judiciously. Of course, they will go to their communist partners first, but they have said that they do want the space community to be aware of their findings there. However, here is their lander. Looks like a lunar module, miniature size, had a descent stage and an upper ascent stage that had the goodies in it, with the arm putting the goodies in that upper stage. There we see the part right here in Earth, there between those two. That's the capsule that was apparently launched up and then did the 240,000 mile journey back to Earth, and everything went perfectly. A technology that they've done before. They brought back some soil from the front side of the moon. All right. They've also landed a rover on the backside of the moon. They didn't bring a, and how did they, are we communicating? They put 2 satellites that they can communicate with that do not block the moon out, orbiting the moon way out in a big orbit. So we are in a moon race with China. There's no doubt about it. There's the Chinese flag that they bragged about was made of metal, so it would never be deteriorated by the sun. And they're going back in 2 years with another lander in the same area. And then 2 years after that, 2028 or so, they want to try to make Lego type bricks out of the soil, and if they find water there. And then in 2030, they're landing human beings there, a woman and a man probably. And what's going to stop Russia or China from saying keep out? I don't know. Hopefully they say they're going to cooperate. Well, and we're all back to Asteroid Day here. So thank you all for enjoying a really on-the-fly program that I'm so proud of Marty and Logan. Logan Cope, our intern from Eastern Florida State College. Thank you all for putting your 2 heads together there and pulling off a live remote with our good friend Karl. And we're so appreciative he was willing to do it there. Not Royd Day, Marty. You need to slide that over, my friend. People will be going to run for Preparation H in there. But we're talking Asteroid Day, folks. And it is happening at Luxembourg, Germany. Not Luxembourg, Germany. Luxembourg, the country there. At a facility there. And we hope that you can watch it virtually. So again, thanks to Marty and Logan for efforting something we've never done before. Thank you all for watching today. Carlton Bailey, your kind words are well deserved. And Steve Jokums even says a great photo. And Tom Cilentano said he heard the show very well. And Dave Stange, one of our great supporters, says, thanks for going the long distance, Marty and Logan, for bringing on today's show. As I should have put asteroids behind me, but I was busy doing a lot of other liaison duties today. Marty, thank you for choosing that great shot of saying goodbye to Neptune by a Voyager spacecraft. So until next week, which is going to be 4th of July week, folks, we will be off Thursday, 4th of July. Thursday, the 4th of July and the 5th of July. We're going to suspend Stay Curious so we can get a break and catch up with all that's going on here. And finally, those of you that are concerned, like we all are, about our executive director, Karan Conklin, she is at home under care there. And so keep her in your prayers and thoughts as Karan is battling lung cancer. And she's undergoing some treatment, and her husband has wanted people to know that, to keep her in your thoughts. So until next week, folks, I'm Marquette saying thank you for watching, and I will see you next time to bridge the space between us, even if it's all the way to Luxembourg. Take care.